Hello again, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me again. And thank you so much to all my Pisces friends out there. I really do appreciate you guys commenting and liking the videos. Thank you so very much, and I love you guys. So this week, Pisces, from Le Vampire, you pulled Thirst, Craving, Compulsion, and Obsession. And from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Wisdom. Now, Thirst from Le Vampire is my obsession card. This really warns about going after something compulsively and maybe not attaining it. The blessing here says that the thirst will lead you to know more about yourself and how far you go to quest for something you want. But consider, too, that what you thirst for, you may never find. Working with this card is talking about how your desire is driving you and how you need to be sure of where it is taking you. And when you look at that with Wisdom from Chakra Wisdom, this is really talking about you going after some wise counsel only to ignore it. The quote for this card says that wisdom is knowing the difference between a calculated risk and stupidity. The question here is, do I go with my heart or against it? Am I ready to live in leadership? This is about wise counsel, focused energy, and honoring yourself. So I think for some of you, if you're receiving some good advice, especially when it comes to the things that you're really wanting, it's important to listen to that so that I think for some of you, you avoid disappointed feelings here with thirst when, you don't get exactly what it is that you're craving so badly right now. All right, Pisces, here we go. Here is the energy coming through. The Empress, very nice, giving birth to new ideas. I like the Empress because there is a feeling here of comfort. Comfort and happiness. It is manifestation through love. There's fertility and abundance here and indulgence, and it's happiness and it's love. Manifestation through love. Beautiful signifier. Beautiful. And in the past, the Two of Swords. So in the past, some of you are having trouble making decisions, and it could very well be about doing something that is about following your heart or doing something that might be a little bit more practical, I think. But, seeing the Empress here, I think this is going to be a really beautiful week for a lot of you. Look at it. Present conditions, Temperance. This is about getting that balance between your mental and emotional thought. And this is patience as well, especially for those of you who are wanting something really badly right now. Temperance in the present moment is saying that as long as you have patience and you have some balance, I think that the things that you're really wanting, as long as you put in the effort here, you'll definitely attain it. Definitely. I think for some of you, you just need to be careful about what actions you end up deciding to take here when it comes to the things that you're really wanting. But overall, beautiful. It's beautiful. Future conditions, the Four of Pentacles, you're hanging on to it. I really do think that this reading is going to be centered around something that you're wanting and that you're really, really wanting here. And I think what you're really wanting is this feeling of love and beauty and abundance. The Four of Pentacles, it's just you're hanging on to it. It's not something that you're willing to let go. I just think that some of you are having trouble on deciding what you need to do to start getting the ball rolling. Because, throughout all of this, just from these polls here, there really isn't a lot of action being taken. And, maybe it doesn't need to be. Maybe this is something that you just need to allow to happen the way that it needs to. But again, with thirst, you have to be honest with yourself about what it is that you're wanting. Some of you may be feeling like not really wanting to share all the beauty that you have either. But I feel like this is you hanging on to the things that you're wanting, even if it hasn't happened just yet. The best path to follow. And here is where the warning comes in. With the Eight of Swords as your best path to follow, Spirit is really trying to tell you here that you can't allow yourself to be stuck in situations that are going to stop you from moving forward and going after the things that you want. When your focus is here, that's fantastic. But in order to manifest those things, you have to let go of any kind of fear that you have about going after what you want. It's one thing to want something really badly, but if you're not taking action because of fear, then, there's that probability where it won't manifest, or it won't manifest the way that you're wanting it to. You know, you have the ability to get yourself out of situations that you feel stuck in, especially with the Eight of Swords sitting here. I think this has more to do with fear and allowing fear to take hold of you and putting you in a spot where, you know, it's hard for you to decide what you need to do. And it's understandable, but I think Spirit here is saying that you can't let fear hold you back. You know, take the blindfold off, walk your path. With the Eight of Swords, there is no guarantee here that you're going to have to experience any more pain than what you already have been through. It's just a fear of the future and the unknown and not knowing if that pain is going to be there or not. But this is something definitely that I think a lot of you are going to have to deal with right now. Whatever fear is holding you back, you got to get rid of it. And in your environment, I like it because of what I'm seeing here. And I'm not seeing any kind of a situation here where anybody's causing you any harm. Not with Temperance being your present condition and then seeing the Empress. I think for some of you, you know, when you look at the Three of Cups, first of all, it's celebration, but it's about friendship as well. And these are the people that support you. It's your support system. They want to celebrate your achievements with you. So you have friends that are surrounding you that I think one of them in particular may have some really good motherly advice. And for some of you, it could be your mother, right? And helping you make the decisions that you need to so that you're not stuck with fear when it comes to the things that you're wanting. So I think with your friends and Temperance being in the environment, I mean, yeah, definitely you want to be careful about over-celebrating looking at the two, right? Especially with the Empress in there. Don't be drinking too much or partying too much, right? But I think that there's a need to rely on your friends right now. I think you have supportive people around you that may have some really good advice, especially with wisdom coming through. There's just a need for you to pay attention to it. Oh, Pisces, your hopes and your fears, the Ten of Swords. So, you know, there's fear here over a painful ending. I mean, look at it, right? For some of you, you have dealt with painful endings and it's a fear of it continuing to happen, especially with it, you wanting something really badly. The fear is holding you back. You don't know what decisions you need to make here to start taking action. You have guidance around you for sure. I mean, the three of them are saying guidance to me. It's just that whatever you've dealt with here has been so painful that the fear is stopping you from going ahead and taking the actions that you need to or making the decisions to take those actions. The Ten of Swords, though, again, it's the ending of pain. It's that ending of that cycle. What follows that is clarity. Clarity. But you have to let go of it. You have to let go of it. And you have to get up. Between the 8 and the 10, it's time to get up now. You know, you can't stay stuck in those situations. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but, you know, it's one of those things for me when I'm looking at these readings like, no, don't do that to yourself. You can change this. Truly you can. And you have support. And then the outcome, the Three of Wands, perfect. It's perfect. I'm telling you, Pisces, that is a perfect outcome to this. I really do think that you start to decide here what actions you do need to take, and you put it into action. When you're looking at the Three of Wands, this is a little bit different than the Fool. Both of them are looking out over the cliff, but on the Three of Wands, you should already know what to expect because you have laid down the plans here. You've got the 2 in the ground, you're holding the 1, you're looking at the long term. Whether the ships are coming in or out, it doesn't matter because these are the things that you have set into motion. I like it because you're looking at the manifestation of beauty in your life. With that Empress being there, I love it. It's just the beginning. But I think for a lot of you, it's going to be the beginning of some happiness in your life rather than being stuck with fear. All right, Pisces, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys. But I like the way that this reading ends up. I really do think that you guys have beautiful things happening around you right now. I just think that whatever painful endings that you've dealt with, it's time to release that fear of having to deal with it again. Because as long as you're willing to take the action that's needed to go after the things that you're wanting, and you listen to some wise counsel, there's no reason why it shouldn't manifest for you. Again, when it comes to risk, it's one of those things where I think for a lot of you, if you really think about what it is that you want, taking the risk and going after it is going to be worth it. And create. This is you creating things in your life. Manifestation. Look at the threes and create. Communication really, I think that, when it comes to your supportive system around you, it's important to communicate your fears. Because I think when you do that, it's going to release that kind of energy for you. But I think looking at the three of them, there is no reason for you to fear risk. Taking a risk and going after the things that you're really wanting, really, really wanting. Create possibilities for yourself. And I do think that you will do that by the end of this week. It's beautiful, Pisces. And I'm not saying risk is a bad thing. Ooh, you deserve love and chemistry. You are lovable. And then there is a strong magnetic attraction here. I really do have a feeling here that for some of you, you've dealt with some painful endings. It could be in relationships. And now you are creating some different possibilities for yourself. But when you get into a new relationship, or if you're starting a new one, you deserve love. It's important to remember that you are very much deserving of love. And then chemistry, that's beautiful to see, especially if, the new love is coming through and there's an attraction and it's both of you. But for those of you who are happy in a relationship right now, I think maybe you might be having problems with self-esteem, especially with the Eight of Swords sitting there. And I think as long as you shift your thinking and start remembering that you are worthy of love just like everybody else, that chemistry will start to kick in within the relationship. Overall, Pisces, I like this reading. I really do. And I think that what you're wanting and what you're obsessing about, you have the potential to create in your life. You just need to get rid of fear first. Okay, Pisces, I do like this reading, and I do think that you guys are looking at something very beautiful at the end of this week. And I do think it's something that you're working toward here. Where you come in with this feeling of not really knowing what action to take, I think things start to change for you. Looking at Temperance and then looking at the Swords, I really do think that there's a need for you to have a little bit of balance when it comes to the way that you're thinking and the way that your emotions are right now, because these two are telling a different story. I think some of you have been through some really painful endings and it's causing you to have fear. And that's why it's showing up in your best path to follow. You need to get yourself out of that kind of fear. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to manifest the things that you're wanting so badly, because clearly here you're really wanting something different other than being stuck in pain and fear. And I think you do it. I think you do just fine. It's just getting past that and getting you moving and taking the action that's necessary. But again, having the Three of Wands as the outcome, fantastic. It's fantastic. And then looking at the Empress and Temperance, the two of them are perfect. You guys have guidance around you. And you're looking forward to beautiful things. I just think that that fear may be holding you back a little bit, and it's because of painful endings that you've dealt with before, which makes sense why you're having difficulty on deciding what to do as far as taking action. Now, the other thing too is seeing this in your environment. I do think that you have friends around you, and for some of you, you may be getting some really good guidance from a mother figure. And I think it's important for you to pay attention to the advice that's coming through from friends as well, because I do think that these are the people that you need to be communicating with when it comes to the things that you're wanting so badly. Because once you start talking about it, then you want to start acting on it, and then it creates the manifestation. Now, looking at the soul trees here with, besides communication, looking at you're creating new possibilities for yourself. But it's taking a risk, and I think for a lot of you, it's taking a risk with your emotions because of the difficulties that you faced. But I'm not seeing it as a bad thing. I'm just saying that, with fear sitting here, you really need to take a risk here and decide to move away from this, because again, there's no guarantee that you're going to be facing any more pain than what you've already dealt with. It's just that because of what you've dealt with, you're stuck. Or you're allowing yourself to be stuck and you're hanging on to fear when you don't need to. But I do think that you get out of it. Now, as far as love goes, new love, I like to see this for the singles because it means that somebody new is coming through. And I do think that this is something that you should definitely be acting on. For those of you who are in a relationship, I think you may be dealing with some self-esteem issues. You deserve love, and then seeing the Eight of Swords, yeah. I think there needs to be a reminder here that you are deserving of love just like everybody else, right? You are loved and you are loved. And then seeing chemistry with that in a relationship is fantastic. I just think that some of you may be facing some self-esteem issues, I think is the best way to put it. But overall, I really do like this reading and I like where it's going because with the Three of Wands again coming out and seeing thirst, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to put your plans into action when it comes to wanting something really badly and making it manifest for you.